Okay, so day 3 of Detox Your Home Challenge. Today is, Thursday, October 18th. And Elizabeth,
20th, actually.
oh, geez, how
Yeah,
did
no, that's okay. You got the
Yep,
you've got the 18th through the 22nd. We happen to be
Oh,
right.
yes. Yep. So today's the 20th. Absolutely. Right. So I guess I was a little tired myself. So, all right. So we're going to talk today. Here's our agenda. We're going to talk today about some common toxins and some VOCs to avoid. And those are volatile organic compounds. We'll talk more about that. Then we have Elizabeth talking about mobile apps. We're going to talk also, the two of us will talk a little bit about having a good mindset to detox your home. What's a good mindset to have while you're doing this? And then your challenge for today. Okay, so here's the deal. Even without a pandemic, Americans spend almost 90% of their time indoors. And indoor air quality is pretty dirty. And why is it dirty? Because much of our indoor air pollution comes from what we call volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. And these are chemicals from our cleaning products and other household items. And they can be visible and insidious, basically, because they vaporize or they off gas, and then they enter the air from thousands of items like disinfectants, air fresheners, cleaning products, aerosol sprays, pesticides, and everything. And you not only breathe these in, which is going to be toxic to your respiratory system, but then they continue to off gas when they're stored away under your sink or under your cupboard. And anyone who's used ammonia or bleach without proper ventilation will tell you that these things will make your eyes water, they'll make your nose run, you might get an instant headache, you're gonna maybe even become dizzy. I know it happened to me when I was cleaning. I didn't know what I was using. I didn't know that I was using some bleach product that had, I didn't ventilate when I was cleaning the shower, and I got super dizzy and couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. And also you can have skin reactions, or you could even have a more serious reaction like maybe asthma, or even more telling is like you could have central nervous system issues or kidney or liver issues. So the VOCs and these couple of common cleaning products are absolutely something to avoid. Bleach, it's so caustic. I know people think, oh, it's good to have. I mean, almost every house in America probably has bleach in it. I mean, they even tell me to use bleach to clean out and make sure that my water system in my RV has been bleached every year to keep it from getting any sort of mold or any sort of bacteria growing in it. I'm thinking, absolutely not. I'm not going to put this bleach in my water system. I'm drinking that, or I'm using that to brush my teeth, or I'm not actually drinking the water in my RV, but I have a little filter I use in it instead. But I'm not. But there's thousands of people out there that are putting bleach in their water systems and thinking that it's an okay thing to do. Absolutely not. Ammonia. Ammonia is another thing. Boy, I remember. When we were kids, Elizabeth, didn't Dad use ammonia to wash windows or something? Wasn't that just like crazy?
Yes,
Oh,
Catherine.
yeah.
And one little note on the bleach, I got a Vitamix blender, and one of the things in the instructions to clean my Vitamix blender is to run a little bleach in it.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, ammonia.
Yes, I think it's really important to learn about what to avoid, and how to get rid of these things and to clean with greener and safer ingredients so that we're not spraying these things or having these things off gas in the air. And quats are quats are a crazy thing. They're a surfactant, and they are absolutely the cause of so many issues, health issues. skin irritations, lung issues, reproductive issues, and asthma. I mean, the list goes on and on. Just go to the CDC and ask them and write in. They're called quaternium ammonium cations, and they're awful. And then the other thing is, besides being caustic to your respiratory system, if you read the back of most cleaning products, they tell you to wash your hands with soap and water when you're finished using them. How crazy is that, right? You're using them to clean, and then you have to wash your hands with soap and water after you're done. And the other thing is that with a lot of these cleaning products, that they tell you to leave them on the surface. It's called dwell time. That in order for this product to be effective, like the bottle of 409, you must leave this product on the surface for 10 minutes. And then most wipes, if you read the back of the bottle, they say that you must leave the surface wet, not damp, wet, for up to 4 minutes. So the dwell time of these products is also, going to be a time of off. You're not only going to be touching the wipe or the spray that you've just sprayed onto your surface, you're supposed to leave it there and let it off gas into your environment. And then on top of that, you're going to put your hand on that and interact with that product. So I can tell you that I have never seen anybody leave these products on the surface for the dwell time that's required for it to be effective. I just see them simply spray and then wipe the surface down. So how effective are these products that people are using if they're not being used according to the directions? It's absolutely crazy. So Elizabeth, do you want to say anything more about ammonia or chlorine or the clots?
Well, I think, some of our things that we swipe our floors with, so to speak, and our babies and our four-leggeds are running around on that too. And these products are in that. And to have that on the surface, and then they lick their paws, and the little ones lick their hands. And then we wonder why they have allergies, or they are sick, or they've got a stomach ache, or they're tossing their cookies. I mean, all of this is adding to it, and it's accumulating in our body each and every time we use these products.
Absolutely, it's crazy. So I would say that I think I also read that the Environmental Working Group says that over 53% of average household cleaners include one toxic ingredient. And I mean, finding a household cleaner that has zero toxic ingredients is really important, especially because, all the things that our children and our pets and ourselves are at risk for, when we use these products. We're knowingly bringing these products into our home and actually putting our family at risk. It's nuts. So avoid these volatile organic compounds. Just don't use the bleach. Make sure your products don't have any quats or ammonia. And I think you're going to be well on your way to getting your home in the clean home category. Here are some mobile apps that can help you while you are on your detoxifying your home journey. This one, Elizabeth, you're going to talk a little bit more about these apps, and you've had a little bit more experience with them than me. So go ahead.
The first one, I really like the Environmental Working Group, and I have it up on my phone here just because it's something that I go to. And it's what I like is, when I was first looking at some things to just change while I was eating, the Environmental Working Group had something called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. And so I got their app. And so I wanted to just see what did they mean by Dirty Dozen? And so the Dirty Dozen, when I pull it up on my phone, now these are the mostly heavily sprayed with pesticides to keep the bugs off of them, because they are just run wild with bugs on them, I guess. So strawberries is number one, heavily pesticide. pesticides, heavy pesticides, excuse me. Strawberries, and then spinach, nectarines, apples, peaches, pears, cherries. Grapes is number 8, celery, tomatoes, sweet bell peppers, and potatoes. So that tells me that if I'm going to go out shopping, maybe I want to go to the organic portion of those so that I don't have to deal with all of this. Even though I clean all of my fruits and vegetables and spray them down with my home-based cleaning product, I just wanted to know what that was. So I thought, oh, okay, fine. And then the clean 15 were surprising to me, but not in a way, because sweet corn, of course, it has an outer edge to it. But I want to make sure that I always have organic sweet corn in this particular instance, I want to say, because corn is genetically modified anyway. And so that was, avocados, pineapples, cabbage, onions, sweet peas. So it goes down the list and lists 15 of them. And so that was helpful to me for that. And then they got into just being a guide that I could go to check to see if some of the products were
Toxic or
not. So that's what I liked about the environmental working group. And they really, you can go to their website, and they have a skin deep database, so they can talk about skin and sunscreen. So if you've got something you got questionable, that is a great app to go to. The ingredient scanner app is something that is new. Because there's so many of them out there, you tend to just pick one that you kind of like, or you'll go between a couple. And so this is, you can just you can quick scan and check the hazard of each ingredient, avoid using potential harmful cosmetics. Just point the camera at the ingredient text and then wait for a few seconds, and you'll get a list that will show the different colors. And red means the ingredient is potentially dangerous. Orange, there is some information for irritation or problem, and green, it's safe to use. So that is something that you can also go to for some cosmetics. And there might be other apps out there as well. And I know that this was last updated in July of 2019. So I'm a little skeptical on maybe I'm wishing that they would update it again. So, but again, there's apps out there. Think Dirty is another one. Now that one I have used and gone underneath my sink. And so what you can do is you can just point it at, of course, the QR code, and it will tell you where it falls in the category. Again, I think they have yellow in theirs. So they've got a couple different, and they've got numbers. So they kind of color, but then they also have numbers. So like if it's 0, it's green, and then all the way to red, which is a 10. So they'll give you numbers in it, and then you can click on it, and they take it to why the ingredient in there is not good.
So what does yellow mean, Elizabeth? You said they have yellow in there. So do you mean?
Yeah, so it goes green, red, and then hang on a sec, I can pull one up.
Green, yellow, red. Is that the deal?
Orange and red.
Okay, so it has sort of like a continuum of
graduation of
yes,
colors and scale and stuff.
So it'll tell you like if it's really bad or kind of bad or
right.
Bad.
And you won't find everything in there. So I had some time on my hands. And so what I did was I went in and I scanned, and I actually scanned a lot of our products just to get them in their database, and so that people could see where they landed. And so that was kind of fun too. Whether they kept it or used it, I'm not really sure. But so that is Environmental Working Group and Think Dirty are my two go-to that I have particularly on my phone. And then the other one, which is the Chemical Maze. Now this one you will pay for. And this one was last updated on October 3rd of 2018. Again, I'm sure that some of them are meshing together and not, but it's another one that is for shopping. And I think basically what we really want to just say is, get to know your chemicals, get to know what your products are. If you buy it or you've got it at home right now and you're thinking of changing over, just look at some of the, look up a couple of these words, and it is amazing what we're putting in and on our body and how much our skin is absorbing things within 26 seconds of our hands being in whatever that is or whatever is being placed on our skin. So, and if they say it's not for internal consumption, if I put it on my skin, won't it eventually get to my organs? So
Yeah,
why would I?
but like you're saying, Elizabeth, there's tools out there to help you in your detox journey, and these mobile apps are out there, and they're for you to use. But there's also ewg.org, the website. But these are all helpful tools for you to have, and whether you use them or not is okay. But if you are really concerned about something that's, maybe you're wondering if you should buy this product, or if you bought it and you're wondering if you should use the product, you can use these tools to either scan them or go and look up things and help you decide, is this really healthy for me and my family or not? So
and I think too, Catherine, a lot of people are like, oh, this is free. And I say, it may be free, but is it good for me?
right.
Because I mean, people are giving me stuff, and one of my girlfriends actually works for a company that reps one of the famous, you'll find it in Target, the famous hand soap and sanitizing and all this other stuff. And that comes up as an 8 on the environmental working group. And so I just have to just say, thank you for thinking of me. But I just can't in good conscience take this and put this on or in my skin.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and I can't give it to somebody else either. That's the thing. When you start to get a conscience about these toxins,
Yeah,
you can't pass it on.
no kidding. Yeah, and we're talking about reading your labels. What's hard is that people don't it's not easy to read the labels, because a lot of manufacturers, like I think Environmental Working Group said that 93% of manufacturers don't even list the ingredients in their products. So even if you have some of these tools to see some of the ingredients, they will put so many chemicals behind the word, like in fragrance or mineral salts. I mean, these are non-specific things that they can dump hundreds of different chemicals in that one name on a product, on an ingredient label. It's really nuts. So we're here to tell you it's important that you read your labels. I mean, we can't tell you enough about how it's important, because the best way to protect your family from all of these VOCs and these other chemical substances is by learning to read your labels. And why is it important for you to read your labels and use a safe alternative? That's for you to decide. But for us, it was our families and our pets. And sometimes women are in charge of detoxing their home, and they will take care of their family and their pets and before they'll take care of themselves. And so it's really important that you decide, why are you detoxing your home? And if not for yourself, which of course we think should be first and foremost, really taking care of your family and those that live in your home with you is so. I think keeping them safe is really important. At least it is to me. So unfortunately, we didn't. Go ahead. Do you want to say something, Elizabeth? Or
no, I think as we start to educate ourselves, it's like I see this little baby and I think this little child needs a chance.
Yeah.
And it's up to us. And we have gone to places where they have white coats and whatever they say is gospel. And I have to say, I'm going to partner with somebody, but I have to stand up and take 100% responsibility for my health. Nobody else is. I have to do that. And once we learn that we are responsible and we can vote with our pocketbook on what we are purchasing, and we get to stand up and have a voice about something or say, no, I don't want this, then we're going to start to make changes.
Absolutely. That is absolutely the thing. Making the changes and voting with your pocketbook. Couldn't say it more strongly. So you decide why and what, and you want to detox the chemicals from your home. We think it's an important thing, and we hope you are following that along with us. The other thing we want to say is, in your mindset for sustainable home detox, going at your own pace is super important. I mean, celebrate your progress, celebrate the things that you're doing, turn your tweaks into habits, and have no judgment about it. I remember, Elizabeth, when you implemented a no shoes policy in your home, I thought, oh, you just don't want us to get your carpet dirty. But really, it was about keeping all the chemicals at the door and not letting them, because you have a pooch and you had a grandson running around and all that stuff. And so you were really, I think you were sort of our pioneer, the pioneer in our family of really detoxing your home. And so this was a really important step, and it was an eye opener for me. So after you said, about all the stuff we dragged in the house with us on our shoes, I'm like, oh yeah, totally, I get it. But people may have some judgment about your choices, but it's super important that you educate those that are having the judgment about why you're doing it. Like if it's your partner or your husband, your wife, kids, whatever, that, letting them know that you're doing this to keep them safe. And hopefully they will join in the clean home and home detox with you. So those are the things I think you can do to sustain your home detox. Go at your own pace, start with something easy, and make sure that you know why you're doing it, because if you don't, then you might just sort of let it slide by the wayside.
Catherine,
So
can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Mom took it to another level and really reminded me that us women who have purses, and we're in the bathroom and we set them on the floor, and we're someplace in a theater, we set them on the floor. We're setting our purses everywhere. And then we come home and we set them on the counter.
Oh, right.
And so that was another piece for me. Like, I'm really very aware of where I put my purse, where I hang it. It's on my knee. It's not on the floor. Or I come home and I wipe it down, but I'm not setting it on my counter as much anymore. Or I'm cleaning my counter immediately after I've done that. So it's just something that I thought, oh, wow, that's right. If I'm bringing my shoes in, I can bring my purse in that way too.
Right. Another good one. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so today's challenge is watching this 3-minute video, what's under your sink. And then we'd like you to post your comments or your aha moments in the group. This was, Elizabeth, do you want to say a little bit more about the 3-minute video of what's under your sink?
It wasn't, we were already doing stuff like that, but this, to have somebody put this together was so, I thought was just a great introduction to people going, wow, this is amazing. And I really like, because you're going to hear her talk about endocrine disruptors, and you'll have to look up what the endocrine system is. Very important to us women, but very important to all of us. And you start breathing these chemicals in, because some people are like, well, it's not much, I'm just only in it and out of it, no big deal. But if you're in and out of it every single day, it's a whole new ballgame. And what you're putting on and in is a major player in your health. So and then they talk about another movie called Stink, and we'll put the link in the comments down below. And that one, every family should watch.
Absolutely should. The movie Stink is, we're going to list that in the comments later today as well. And that movie is really quite telling. It's about a father who bought some pajamas for his daughter and couldn't figure out when they opened them up. Well, it was a Christmas present when she opened them up, why they stunk so badly. And he worked for a long time and tried to get everybody involved in that company to give him a reason why these pajamas stunk so badly. And he got the ultimate runaround. I mean, the potential, the runaround was just completely ridiculous. And everybody, and at the company, of course, the customer service people was like, well, I mean, I'm sure they're fine. Don't worry about it. And then why? Well, or like when he pressed them, they'd say, well, I can't help you. Let me find somebody else. And he finally met up with the CEO at one point And the CEO said, we have absolutely no toxic chemicals in those pajamas. And he then sent the pajamas out to a lab, and the results were pretty stunning. So anyway, watch this movie. Tell us your aha moments. Or I'm sorry, watch the video under your sink. And if you can, watch the movie Stink. Really profound. With that, we thank you for joining us today on day 3 of our challenge. And we will see you later tonight at the Q&A. And some of you will see tomorrow. Thank you much.